lighting today. Welcome back to Stagey Bookish. I hope you are well. It's like you say, it's crazy times out there, and that is why today I am here for a very, very special tag video, and that is the stay at home reading tag. Okay, this is linked to the stay home reading rush, which is happening right now, and you can find out more details about that in the description below. But I thought I'd share with you some of how my reading is going or not going, as the case may be during lockdown. I have my trusty phone here and I have some questions. Shall we get into it? I think we shall. Okay, I'm using the questions. I can't remember who created it. I think it might have been Ariel Bissett. I'll put the original link down below. Found the questions from Chelsea Palmer's tag video. But let's get into this, alright? So tag question number 1. How is your reading going while staying home? It was a bit hit and miss to start with. I'm not going to lie. It was a bit hit and miss to start with. I couldn't focus. I had all these plans when the lockdown was announced. We're in week 4, so kind of here in the UK, they announced that we were going to have a 3-week lockdown with these quote-unquote stricter measures towards the end of March. And 3 weeks, as I'm filming this, it's Friday the 17th of April, our 3 weeks finished earlier this week. The government announced yesterday we're going back on lockdown for another 3 weeks. So that's where we kind of are at in the UK. For me, I had all these plans. I was like, I will be fine, I will be at home, I will be looking after myself, I will be sleepy, and I will be reading all the books. That's all I'm going to do with my time. First week or so of lockdown, I read Sweet FA. I read nothing. And I was like, but I want to read, but I want to read, please let me read. And I couldn't get over it. How did I get out of that? I read some romance. I read some very, very steamy romance on recommendation from some dear friends. Some of whom I didn't know had Bookstagram accounts, and I was like, you get that on the quiet. But some encouragement for some dear friends. It was romance that got me out of what I thought was going to be a reading slump. Romance followed by a completely unexpected dive into a series I never thought I'd pick up, but I'm going to mention that in a little bit. And touch wood. Old folklore. So far so good. In the past 36 hours, I've read over 500 pages. I know, right? But I'll come back to about that series in a minute. Question 2, where have you been reading at home? Anywhere it is possible for me to read. So we are currently, you may be able to see, this is my bedroom. I've been reading in bed, on bed, living room, while I've been cooking, anywhere you can think in my house. I'm trying to vary it up a bit. Reading is something relaxing to me, and usually when I can snuggle down most and read. I have gone back to recently doing the getting in bed and doing an hour with my Kindle before I go to sleep. Quite relaxing. It's quite relaxing. So pretty much at the moment, when it comes to where, anywhere and everywhere. Number 3, the best book you've read during isolation. I've got it here somewhere. And this is what I was talking about, the series that I was like, I never thought I'd pick up. And actually, thanks to my youngest sister, who is currently obsessed with this world, and you'll understand when I show you what the book is in a minute, she had tried to convince me to read the original series of this world, which is a 6-book series. And I said to her, my brain is not going to commit to 6 books right now. She was like, oh, but I said, no, I'm not, my brain won't go to 6 books right now. I said, however, this other series that's only 3, and recently a new addition to that series has been published, that I'll go with. She's like, okay. So, I picked up the Infernal Devices series by Cassandra Clare. This is book 2, Clockwork Prince. This book 1 is Clockwork Angel, it's just over there as you may be able to tell. Clockwork Prince is book 2, and Clockwork Princess is book 3. This is the one that I read, that I mentioned earlier, 500 pages in just over 24 hours. In fact, it was less than 24 hours. I never thought I would dive and go so hard for the Shadowhunters world. But I tell you what, this was brilliant. I think I enjoyed Clockwork Angel. I did enjoy Clockwork Angel for what it was. I think I gave it a 4-star. But I think because with this one, we are settled in a bit more and we know who the characters are, and I'm invested in some of these characters. I want to go in and look after these precious babies. And then the drama, and I think the fact that me and my sister have been reading it together as well, I actually cheated a little bit. She was like, we've been doing something like 3 chapters a day to the theory, so a book could take us a week, 'cause there's 21 chapters. And with this one, we both read the first 3 chapters and we were really excited about it. And she went, do you know what? No, don't set a limit on it. Just read and see where you get to. So that's from chapter 3. There's 21 chapters in this book. So the next time I rang her, I said, what are you up to? She went, chapter 9, really good. And I was like, yeah. Asked me what I'm up to. And she went, well, where are you up to? I went, she was like, you haven't finished it. I went, yeah. This kept me so intrigued. I was up till 2 o'clock in the morning reading it. Amazing, never thought it. The third book, Clockwork Princess, I'm going to be starting this afternoon. Get it. Number 4, what's your favourite feel-good book? Really, I want something that's going to make me giggle. I want something that's going to make me giggle or is going to make me swoon. I'm a little bit into kind of a bit of a swoon at the moment. I do. But for me, things that make me feel good are not necessarily what are going to make other people feel good. Like, for example, Clockwork Prince made me feel good because I went on the most drastic emotional roller coaster I've ever been on in my life. I was exhausted when I finished reading this book, and not just because I stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning. This is another recent read of mine, Bringing Down the Juke Baby Dumble. I'm obsessed with this book. This gave me all the feels. This is basically if Pride and Prejudice, a much smuttier version of Pride and Prejudice. And it was so swoon-worthy and so naughty. I was like, oh. So really, anything that's going to make me provoke an emotion. Sadness, happiness, anger, whatever it is. But I'd probably say those 2 at the moment are my kind of favourite feel-good books. Number 5, book you wish you could buy or borrow from the library right now. There are so many, because obviously of what's going on in the world right now, and importantly so, a lot of book releases are being pushed back. Totally get it, totally understand it, no judgment for it whatsoever. But it's meaning that some books that are originally were due to be out within the next month or so, that I was desperately anticipating, now are not coming out till the later in the year. And I'm like, oh, but I want a book. And I'm not saying that to mean selfish, it just means I've been so desperate to get my hands on finished copies of these, and I'm like, so probably, because I know it was probably one of my most anticipated of the year, and it's been moved back till, I think, August now, I want to say, is Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angelis. Moulin Rouge meets Phantom of the Opera. It's like me in a book. Musicals in a book. So excited for it. The other one I wish I could buy and borrow, it was moved back, I think, before kind of Corona happened and everything. Yeah, it was. That I am desperate for. It now has a release date of September 2021. It's the new one from J. Christoph, Empire of the Vampire. And I will eat up anything J. Christoph, right? So I'm also really excited for that one. So if any magical libraries out there want to hook me up, you got it here. You got it so ready. Number 6, author you want to shout out during this time. There are so many I could shout out during this time. I have to shout out and be very late on the bandwagon. I have to shout out Cassandra Clare for bringing me this beaut. I have to shout out Evie Dunmore for giving me all my Pride and Prejudice ideas, giving me bad ideas about Pride and Prejudice. I have to thank Jen DeLuca. This is another recent read. I love this. I absolutely adore this. Probably I have to shout out Tomi Adeyemi. She's just providing all the awesome content, Sunday Wisdoms, and just generally being a badass at the moment. In fact, all authors out there who are having to go through this, particularly those debut authors who had built up for so long for their new releases to happen. There's debut after all this effort they've put into debut releases, and now they're all being put back and or cancelled. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. And it's just unreal. But just know, the book community, we are here for you. We will support you. Any authors out there that need shouting out, hook me up on Twitter and Instagram. I will holler. I will big up your threads. Any authors out there, I will do it. Just ask me. But really, just all the authors out there at the moment who are providing content, who are getting ready to have their debut novels out, who are kind of pushing back or who are kind of doing things. because they want to just raise a smile at the moment, and that's the most important thing. Speaking of raising a smile, one thing author I will shout out, one of my favourites, Mackenzie Lee. If you follow her on Instagram, the bookshop that she still works at, which I believe is on the west coast of America, at the moment she started this thing, I think she started it jokingly, where she was signing books that weren't from her. So essentially, she was like graffitiing these books, and it's kind of like graffitiing these books with doodles, not like horribly, but doodles and all these things. And it's caught on now to that if you look on her Instagram stories, you will completely understand what I mean. That now she's getting people who are requesting specially for her to sign books that aren't by her. It's amazing, some of the stuff she does. It's so clever. Some of it's really charming, some of it's really cynical. There is representation for her dog Queenie, who we stan. So definitely check out Mackenzie Lee's feed as well. And the final question, what is your reading rush TBR? Now, I know I'm really late with this, but I did post it on my Instagram, which you can find down below, Stagey Bookish, and I think I don't have all the books here, but I can certainly show you some of them. So there are 4 challenges for the Stay Home Reading Rush edition. Challenge number 1 is read a book that has a house on the cover, and I'm cheating a little bit. That was Clockwork Prince, which as you know, I said I read, and I'm just cheating because at the moment, I don't know if you can see on the spine, there's like buildings in the background, and surely one of them someone has a home there, right? So this was for that one. Another one is read a book about a place you want to escape to. That's going to be Clockwork Princess. I could really do with a theatre trip to London right now. Much love to the entire stage community. However, this also could swap with Clockwork Prince, because if you look at that spine, there's buildings on there as well. You see what I'm going for there. My other 2 I don't have to hand because they're ebooks. A book that's really going to make you smile, I'm going to read Jelly by Joe Cotterill. It's really small as well. It's middle grade, but in my librarian world, all of my primary school colleagues are like, how the hell have you not read Jelly? It's amazing. I'm going to read Jelly. And I need to look up the other one. So the one for reading a book in the same place, like reading one book in the same place the entire time. God, what's it called? It intrigued me. I saw it on Lala's channel. The Empress of Sultan Fortune by Nevo. Have a look on my Instagram. All the pictures that are there of all the covers, and I'm kind of tracking my progress on there. Although you will be getting a stay home reading rush wrap up very soon after it's all over. Yes. So that's it, that's my stay at home book tag. All the reading's happening, all the audiobooks, and diving into worlds I never thought I'd dive into. What are you reading while you're at home? Hit me up down below. Have you read any of these? Do you think once I finish the Infernal Devices I should be going on to the rest of the Shadowhunter books? My sister is determined to get me to read the Mortal Instruments. Whether it's straight away, I don't know. But convince me. Hit me up down below. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Stagey Bookish. My name is Olivia, and I'll see you awesome folks on the next video.